The eyes are the windows of the soul, and today we're going to talk about how you can use your eyes effectively as an actor. After the bump. Hello, I'm Doug Fahl with Augmented Actor, where we help you augment your acting career with tips, tactics, and tech. Today we're going to be talking about the eyes. The eyes have it. Tell me more about my eyes. The eyes give away every nuance, every secret, every emotion that the actor thinks. So you can't skimp when acting with your eyes. Today we're going to talk about your eyes, what to do with them, what not to do with them, and how to practice your scenes with your eyes in mind. You ever seen somebody who's reading a teleprompter and their eyes are divided between the lens and the words that they're reading? It's very distracting. Now, they may not feel as an actor like their eyes are doing much, but when you look at the screen, like look at me now, when I'm reading my teleprompter and I look back at the lens, you can clearly see that I'm not looking at you. This also happens at auditions when you're holding a script, so it is very important that you learn how to manage your eyes. Sometimes it's just your eyes that do the acting. Look at this interview with Barbara Bel Geddes from Hitchcock's Vertigo.
Hitchcock was a wonderful director. I remember he came up to me, I think that first day, and it made me laugh so, because he said, "Now, Barbara, don't act. Don't act." And that's all he said to me, you see. I remember a scene at the drawing board where Midge was talking and drawing at the same time, and he'd say, "Barbara, look up," and I'd look up.
Aren't you ever going to get married?
You know there's only one man in the world for me, Johnny O.
You mean me? We were engaged once, though, weren't we?
And he'd say, "Now look down," and I'd look down. He'd say, "Now look left," and I'd look left. Anyway, he said, "That was what? Cut! Very good," you see. So that was that.
Sometimes your eyes, just looking a certain direction, can convey emotion within a scene. So it's very important to pay attention to what your eyes are doing at all times. So let me give you some tips and strategies that you can use to focus on your eyes. A good film editor will look for clips where the actor doesn't blink. Blinking makes a character look weak, or wishy-washy, or shifty. Now, if that's the intent of the character, then blink away. Make it a nervous habit. But most editors are going to edit out blinks, or they're going to cut their edits on an actor's blink. So as an actor, you want to not blink as much as possible, especially when you're delivering your lines or when you're actively listening to another actor. So notice, right now, I'm just looking at the camera and I'm trying not to blink. Even though I've got bright lights glaring in my face, I gotta get used to it and focused and keep my eyes open, because that connects you with the audience. It connects you with the other characters, and you want that connection. As soon as you blink, it takes you out of the emotion. It takes you out of the moment. So many editors will edit right before an actor blinks or right after an actor blinks. Editing itself is a series of jump cuts or blinks. You close your eyes, you open them, and instantly you've cut to another shot. So think of blinking as an edit point. If you do it during a scene, it's gonna cut your scene in half. Editors don't always cut the blinks out, but you want to be specific about when you blink. All good actors will control their blinking. So what do you do when you're at an audition and you have a script and you don't quite have it memorized? What are some tactics that you can use there? One thing you can do is write your lines on an index card like this, or take your sides and fold them so that just the words are showing and just your words are showing. Get rid of all this extra paper and make your script compact like this. If you're holding this, you can hold it much closer to your face without getting all that paper in the way, and you can refer to it much more like a teleprompter, and it doesn't distract from your performance as much. Another technique and tip when you are not off book is to memorize the first line and the last line. Memorize those key lines, the starting line and the ending line. That way you can deliver those right to the camera. It's also important to keep your eyes focused even when you're listening in a scene. If you've got your script, you want to glance down, get your place, follow your place along with your thumb so that when you glance down, you know exactly where to go, and then you can come right back up. Now, what to do when you're on set? Eyeline and gaze is very important, and it needs to be consistent throughout a scene. You're going to be shooting close-ups and long shots and all kinds of things. Sometimes you'll be speaking to an actor, and sometimes you'll be speaking toward the camera, but sort of off camera like this. So see where my gaze is slightly off camera as if I'm talking to another actor. And this will be intercut with the other actor's footage. So it's important that you always ask the director of photography or the director where your eyeline is, especially if you don't have an actor to play off of. They might tell you to look up a little bit. That's your eyeline, okay? So find something to focus on off screen, and that is what you're going to direct your monologue to as if it is a person. Now, I've sometimes worked with stage actors and actors on screen who will have this sort of nervous habit of averting their gaze. They won't ever quite look you in the eye. Maybe it's because they're nervous about making a connection with the eyes. Maybe they just don't want to reveal a part of their personality. Or maybe they're afraid that they're gonna crack or laugh or something like that. Now, you might not realize that you are doing this as an actor, and the one way to find out what is going on with your eyes and also any other nervous habits that you might have is to videotape yourself doing your own performances. So if you're a stage actor, videotape your scenes and your monologues. Don't perform in front of the mirror, because when you blink or look away, you're not really going to see that when you look in the mirror. But if you videotape yourself and then watch it later, you're going to catch all those little blinks and mistakes and habits and nervous tics. And you want to try to eliminate them. Practice doing your monologues in front of a camera to eliminate those tics and to discover them as well. For example, I did a movie called Zombies of Mass Destruction, and later on the director said, you know what, you lick your lips a lot. I'm constantly licking my lips between and before every line, and it got to be really bad for the editor because they had to constantly find the one clip where I didn't lick my lips at that moment, and several times that I licked my lips actually made it into the film, as you can see here. Once you're aware that you have a nervous tic like that, you can practice not doing that nervous tic, but awareness of your nervous tics is half the battle. And finally, another tip. This is particularly good for self-taping at home or whenever you're doing headshots. The thing you want to look for is the eyes, whether they're well lit, whether there's shadows or bags around your eyes. You want your eyes to be expressive and the focus of your face. So when you're doing your self-tapes, make sure that you have lighting that gives you a little bit of a reflection in your eyes and makes them pop out. My lighting setup here at home is not ideal right now. I'm using can lights and kind of filtered window light, but you can see inside my eyes little reflections, little dots. You want to look for that in your headshots. You want to look for that in your self-tapes. If you're getting reflective light in your eyes, then that means your eyes are well lit. So just to recap, it's important that you keep your eyes the focus and that you learn how to control your blink, learn how to control your gaze, and learn how to keep your eyes off the page and onto whatever your focus is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing to my channel or leave some comments down below. I always love to hear from you. And I will catch you another time.